Mm.
Has any pitcher had a bigger fall than Alex?
They try to take it, I'm getting it back. And if they hit me, they gotta get taxed. I'm making hit after hit after hit, and I promise you, boy, every one of them slap. Hop on a verse and I body it quick. They never work, and it's why we don't mix. I don't got time for the fake, and I swear that I'll always say real, something they never did. Oh, they saying that I'm up next. I told them that I'm up now. Promise I came for the next. I'm needing honeys on hundreds, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best, and that's me and my worst. I need that money, I'm getting it now. I'm at the top, but I started way down. I told them hundreds of times that I'm really done waiting. I swear that I came for the crown. You should go and hit it right over. I was in a 4, leveled up to the Rover. Feeling like Blake, I'ma put him on a poster. I don't really play when it come to my checks. I've been in the gym, so you know I gotta flex. If I shoot a shot, then it's gonna be a wet dog. I'm coming for these meals, I ain't taking no less. Yeah, I ain't really taking no less. Now they tryna send me that text. I ain't hit them back, they stress. I'm needing honeys on hundreds, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best, and that's me and my worst. I need that money, I'm getting it now. I'm at the top, but I started way down. I told them hundreds of times that I'm really done waiting. I swear that I came for the crown. They try to take it, I'm getting it back. And if they hit me, they gotta get taxed. I'm making hit after hit after hit, and I promise you, boy, every one of them slap. Hop on a verse and I body it quick. They never work, and it's why we don't mix. I don't got time for the fake, and I swear that I'll always say real, something they never did. Oh, they saying that I'm up next. I told them that I'm up now. Promise I came for the next. I'm needing honeys on hundreds, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best, and that's me and my worst. I need that money, I'm getting it now. I'm at the top, but I started way down. I told them hundreds of times that I'm really done waiting. I swear that I came for the crown. You should go and hit it right over. I was in a 4, leveled up to the Rover. Feeling like Blake, I'ma put him on a poster. I don't really play when it come to my checks. I've been in the gym, so you know I gotta flex. If I shoot a shot, then it's gonna be a wet dog. I'm coming for these meals, I ain't taking no less. Yeah, I ain't really taking no less. Now they tryna send me that text. I ain't hit them back, they stress. I'm needing honeys on hundreds, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best.
NyynewsTV. This is New York. Yankee sports talk. Swinging for the fences, knock it out the park. This is New York. Yankee sports talk. Christian and Chris, of course SGR. This is New York. Yankee sports talk, homie. New York. Yankee sports talk. Record, rain or shine. Grab your shades and umbrellas. NyynewsTV. You're hanging with the fellas.
Welcome back. This is episode 335 of the NyynewST podcast. We're live on NYY News TV. I'm your host, Christian, and I'm with SGR.
What up?
And this week's special guest, the designated spitters, the godfather, the Don of NYY News TV. Pete Simonetti. Pete.
Okay. Let's break the record for as many OKs ever in one episode.
I'm totally down. I've been trying to do it. I've been trying.
You guys know, in game season live, I do it all the time.
Oh, I catch it all the time now, man. It's fucking great.
So you guys have definitely added that like more than anything in the world. The best
That's
tagline
hilarious.
that we've ever had on the network.
I gotta say, Sim, I've gotten, and I don't really see the resemblance in it, but people sometimes will say I look somewhat like a Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Now with that mustache going, bro, you kind of look like a little bit of Carlos Rodon going on here.
I've
got
gotten
the
that a
Rodon.
lot. I'm ready, man.
Are we
I'm ready.
the makeshift Yankee?
Yes,
the
we are the
Aces, me and
aces,
you?
damn it.
We're
Yes,
the
we are
aces,
the
bro?
1-2 punch. Unfortunately,
All right.
I probably would be on the IL, okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, my shoulder's not feeling too good. Amy's been giving me nice rubs before I fall asleep, and that's really been helping me go every 5 days.
What's Carlos's wife's name again?
Ashley.
Great question.
Ashley,
We're
okay.
dumb.
Little Ashley action. All right, okay.
Okay, double date. Okay.
All right,
okay,
Carlos,
okay,
I
okay.
have a soon to be wife, okay? I'm just saying. Okay.
So we're live here Monday night. The Yanks are off. They're coming home tomorrow night to take on the White Sox after taking 2 out of 3 from the LA Dodgers. Interesting series. I'll admit that I saw very little of the game on Friday night because I went out to dinner.
Okay.
It was my cousin's wife's birthday. Happy belated now to my wife, my cousin's wife Marisa. Happy birthday!
Okay.
So
happy
we went
birthday.
out, we
Okay,
celebrated, we had a good time, and then we got home. It was like 9:15ish. Okay, and I'm like, I'm gonna close my eyes for a half hour. I'm gonna close my eyes for a half hour. I wake up. It's like 12:15. My fucking phone's blowing up. And I look and I'm like, you wake up in a fog and I'm like, did we kick Kershaw's ass or are we getting our ass kicked? And then I looked up and I was like, what the fuck? I guess Sevy got blitzed in the first inning there.
Big time.
What a beating.
Then I did manage to catch Stan hit the home run and I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Laid back down.
That's a risky move, the 9 p.m. nap.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one, man. Sometimes you do the good old eye close and you don't wake up till the next day.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess I'm a
Turns
fake
to
fan
asleep.
for that. Okay. So whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would get definitely Twitter will call you a fake fan for that, no
Okay.
doubt about it.
It was
on the bandwagon. Okay.
Bandwagon fan.
Do I get
okay.
any credit that I worked really hard on Friday and it was like 100 degrees
hard.
here?
No. Okay. No. Okay. You can't use that because on Twitter is where the real Yankee fans apparently
Drink your
are, okay?
water. Wear your
Water,
sunscreen.
okay.
Get some sleep. Watch the
Alright.
Yankees. Watch
Use
me.
a-
Watch the game. Okay.
You use a MyPillow, okay?
Okay. Get the MyPillow app.
Go to Walmart,
Download it.
okay?
There you go.
think
Wash
they still have
Donaldson
them
hit
over there.
two. He had 2 home
Yeah,
runs
in
in
the
that
parking lot.
game, and then he looked
Yes.
lost. Then he looked lost the following day, and then he was
Yep.
off on Sunday. Here's the thing, right? We talked about this last week with Stan and Donaldson coming back. Like, I think everybody wants Stan to come back. I think we all realize how much Stan impacts this lineup when he's here. The Yankees have a legitimate cleanup hitter when Stan is in this lineup.
Mhm.
But can you make the argument one way or the other that the Yankees are better with Josh Donaldson in this lineup?
I mean, a couple of years ago, we'd probably easily be able to answer this. The problem right now is DJ LeMahieu kind of sucks ass.
Right. And that's,
So it's like, who's,
I mean,
who's better?
everything that we talked about on last week's show was interconnected. Like there's every moving part moves simultaneously with this ball club, right? So are you going to say that this team is not better with Donaldson? Well, who's going to play third base every day? That's DJ LeMahieu. He has a 200 on base percentage since May 15th.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been terrible. I mean, he's been, it's funny because SGR, isn't this the first year that you kind of said you think he's going to do good?
Yeah, I guess that theory went out the fucking trash.
Well, it's funny because people ask me all the time about it. They're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't have excuses for the guy no more. He's not good right now. He looks old. And I hate saying that, but DJ
I hate
LeMahieu
saying
looks
it. You're
old.
right. I hate saying it as well, but he does look old.
You're
No
also
doubt about
seeing you're also seeing his emotion kind of play into it a little more. He was slamming his helmet down after a big out the other day, and it's just it's not the DJ LeMahieu that we all fell in love with.
Well, he got re-signed after 2020 he got re-signed?
Yes.
So this is year 3 of 6.
Yeah, it was
So, I mean,
2021 till 2026. He signed on a 6-year, $90 million deal.
I mean,
The deal's not bad.
No.
I mean, the deal's not bad. But I think the problem with the deal is, if you remember, when the Yankees made the deal, they said they wanted the extended years to lower the AAV. That's going to be the kicker in the ass. Is if they eventually did a 4-year deal, even a 5 guaranteed, it wouldn't be as bad right now. But now you're looking down the line. You're like, if this guy don't got it now, we got what, 3 more years with him after this?
Yeah, this
That's
is
tough.
year 3. Yeah.
Right.
So
That's tough.
are you willing to say that LeMahieu's healthy right now?
You know, yeah, I can't use the excuse no more, man.
Then he's done. I mean, if he's
I
healthy,
can't.
because we gave him the out the last 2 years. He had the core muscle injury, right? That was what hampered him in 2021. He had the oblique or whatever the hell was bothering him.
Yep.
And then last year was the toe. We'll talk about toes later. I know some freak just got really excited in the chat. Okay, I know those guys exist. So
Michael Caputo. Okay.
Oh, name dropping right there.
Got the freaks in there today. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So it was a toe last year. If you're telling me that DJ LeMahieu is healthy, I'm concerned.
You got to be. You got to be concerned right now. I mean, what the hell is the guy showing? You know, early on there was a little bit there where I think out the gate some of us were like, "Whoa, he looks really good." Totally. And then just over the last couple of weeks, I mean, he looks absolutely horrible. Like absolutely horrible, to the point now where I used to go to bat for this guy every chance I got, just to argue with people. No, he's injured. I get it. I tell you the truth, man. I said it recently. I can't go to bat for the guy no more.
How can you? 239.
You can't defend it anymore.
239 average, 697 OPS, 92 OPS plus. He's got how many extra base hits on the year? He's actually got 6 home runs, which is surprising. I didn't think he had that many. Yeah. I mean, he's got 6 home runs and 9 doubles. Somehow he lucked himself into 2 triples. We saw the other. Saw one of them this past weekend. So I mean, it's a little.
We got our first super chat from a freak right here. Nicholas, my guy Truesdale said, "Did somebody mention toes?"
Oh shit, bro! Jesus, Nicholas Toesdale.
Okay, Truesdale.
Okay, Truesdale
Sick
likes
fuck,
the toes.
okay,
We
fuck,
like that.
right.
We like that. Okay.
Little sick fuck action.
If you look at LeMahieu's games game by game, it was really the end of April. He was hitting 299 with a 382 on base. April 24th. From there, it just goes down like the stock market just crashes. 299 was like the highest at that point. Just keeps dropping, and now he's down to 239 batting average with an on base of 301.
Yeah. Whew, God almighty, that's terrible.
Yeah. He's never been a big on base guy because he never drew a lot of walks. But
right.
I mean,
but career batting average of 295.
But that's what I'm saying. When you're not hitting and you're not drawing walks, it's amplified. So, I mean, I think we mentioned this last week because we came on Thursday right before everybody got back in the lineup. Donaldson being in the lineup and LeMahieu on the bench was the right move, right? And I still feel that way. Tomorrow when the lineup comes out, if everybody's available, it's got to be Donaldson at third and DJ at third. I mean, on the bench, and I say this mainly because we have to know. We need a definitive answer before. What do you want to say? July 4th, somewhere around there. We need a definitive answer on what Donaldson is. Is he going to be able to contribute to this team? Do the Yankees need to make a move at that point? So Donaldson's got to play every day. And especially if LeMahieu's going to be this bad, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer that Donaldson's got to play every day right now.
Yeah, and it's funny. I want to respond to this guy, Phil DePasqua, in the chat says, you guys are crazy. DJ's a crucial part of the lineup. Stop the insanity. Well, all we're talking about is his stats. I think we'd all agree that a good DJ LeMahieu is what the Yankees need. Absolutely. Fact of the matter is right now, you can't stick up for DJ and say he's good. He's been terrible. He's been really bad. No, he's not knocking him. We're telling the truth about him.
I think this is a different situation than Anthony Volpe, where Anthony Volpe,
no doubt.
To me, Anthony Volpe needs to play every day because he's a rookie, and you need to get him past whatever this is. DJ LeMahieu, if he's going to show this that he's, I hate to use the term washed again. We gave the
Wash LeMahieu,
DJ LeMahieu.
Okay. Talking about a guy that's 34 years old versus a kid that's 22 years old. There's a big difference. There's a big difference in that. So
we got another super chat here from our boy Toesdale. Nicholas Truesdale.
Another one? Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, I just pissed myself laughing at your guys' reaction to toes. Okay. Keep up the great work. You're the family I never met, but watch every day. Okay.
You,
All right.
but,
Thank
All right,
you.
he has toes. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Toe. Okay.
definitely
we got our toe
subscribes to
back.
some
Imagine
foot thing on
Francesa's
OnlyFans.
toes. My
Okay.
God.
Ronald Torres.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh gosh, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Who knows what's going down there? It's like troll feet, probably.
Oh,
Uh,
Bigfoot.
I'm a big believer in this, and I saw there was a TikTok that went viral, and it said that men should never expose their feet.
True.
You're out in public.
Yeah,
I have
agree.
I have a rule.
Fuck
Unless
that.
you are at a body of water, you never expose your feet if you're a male.
Yeah, my toes are all
That's good.
fucked up. I don't
I
even
like
want to
that
talk
rule.
about them right now. They look
All
they
right.
look like a bunch of old Italian sausages just hanging off my toes, my feet. Terrible.
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing? That's why I tell them every morning. How you doing? Okay. All right.
Okay.
Flip flops,
With socks.
Sure.
whatever. Anyway, so you got Donaldson back, Stanton's back, and now got to do the toe talk, right? Okay.
Toe talk.
Fucking
Aaron
toe.
Judge misses the game last night with a toe injury. Boone said that his toe, his big piggy was bothering him. Then after the game, Judge was like, "Oh," somebody asked him if it was broken. He goes, "I don't know. I never had a broken toe before. I don't know what it's supposed to feel like." Then the Twitter doctors, were like, "Oh, he doesn't have a broken toe because he was able to walk after he ran into the wall." So
Yeah. The quote here is from Judge on when asked about it. It's tough to say, I've never broken a toe, so we'll see. We'll see what the tests say. I don't want to throw anything out there just yet.
So, in my honest opinion, the Yankees are going to play this the same way they played the hip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, day to day, blah, blah, blah. He's probably not going to play against Chicago, and then you're going to wake up on Friday morning, and he's going to go on the IL, and hopefully it's just the rest of the week, right? So I'd be surprised if anything differently happens. Now, the bigger picture here is that if Aaron Judge lands on the IL again, which we all know is a massive blow to this team is not the same without Aaron Judge in the lineup. I don't think there's a single player that impacts his team the way that Aaron Judge impacts the Yankee lineup. So it was a stupid slide. I mean, he'll admit it himself. It was in Minnesota when he got hurt with the hip and he went on the IL.
Yeah.
But he was playing hard. He was playing aggressive. Again, that's a game-saving catch. He doesn't catch that. The Yankees are probably losing on Saturday.
Facts.
Okay? So he's playing hard. He's playing aggressive. He's playing to win. This could be the second time that he goes on the IL because he's playing hard. What do you say to this guy? Like, hey, calm the fuck down, or you can't say that to him, right?
Oh, you can't. You can. Aaron Judge is, and by the way, real quick, guys, let's get to 100 likes. We got over 160 in here.
We're close.
Aaron Judge is literally the leader of this club. I know he has the captain title, but on the field, they move with him. It's that simple. Judge is never going to stop playing the way he is now. Should Judge be sliding head first on the bases anywhere? No. It should never happen. He should just know I don't do that. But it's a reaction thing. What is he going to just let the ball bounce off the wall when he feels like, hey, I could catch it? I mean, he ran through the damn gate. He knocked the whole gate down. You think he's thinking of, I better not do this because I'm going to end up on the IL. No, he's making a play. I mean, you're never going to be able to stop Judge from doing stuff like that. It's like telling Derek Jeter, hey, Jeet, look, man, making that jump throw at 32 years old, you got to stop doing it. You might pull an oblique. We don't want you doing
Bust
that
your
anymore.
face in the front row.
Yeah, don't make catches like that. Let it go foul. Don't worry about it. When you're a ball player like Aaron Judge is, you're not going to stop doing that. It's never going to stop. It is what it is. Unfortunately, it could put him on the IL because he's 6'12" and 400 pounds. But what are you going to do? I mean, the guy's not going to stop being who he is, and it's the reason we love him. It's the reason he got the contract he got. Judge is a ball player, and the Yankees need more of him, and they need him on the damn field. Is what they need.
Can we get rid of fences in the outfield like that? Like, why is that still a thing? Why aren't the outfield walls completely full of padding? Is there any obstacle
that
in the
bottom
way here?
there with the hard concrete, that's a bit insane in my opinion. There should be some sort of padding there.
Yeah, it
no
almost
one
reminds
was
me of the White
expecting
Sox.
fucking the Incredible Hulk to go blasting through the fucking wall out there.
They say he even broke some of the concrete on the bottom. Like his toe actually broke some of the concrete.
Yeah, man. Wild.
away what makes him so great. And I would be upset if somebody from the organization was like, well, we'll lose a Saturday game to keep you in the lineup for 10 days. No. You can't take that away from him, but if this is the second time this season where his aggressiveness and him play, has landed him on the IL, it's a detriment to this team. But at the same time, that, like you said, that's who Aaron Judge is. That's what makes him so great. You can't take that away from him.
No, he's going to be who he is. And look, I mean, he's not going to change. God forbid he does go on the IL for this. He's not going to come off and be some different player in right field. He's going to be who he is. That's it.
I think, honestly, though, what would you think if you were watching a game on Saturday night and he knows he's getting close to the wall and he pulls up and the ball drops in? You'd be fucking
Aaron Hicks.
pissed.
Yeah.
It'd be Aaron Hicks.
Killing him.
Like, we don't want that.
Soft, he doesn't play hard. Then the contract would come into play. Oh, he doesn't play hard anymore because he's got the money, So I'd rather lose him for 10 days knowing that he's going to give me everything that he's got at every single moment than to him, not, to not play hard on the field.
Yeah. We got a super chat from Zach Brownish. Says,
okay.
Judge can't be out for a long time.
Oh, he can't be.
He could be, but you don't want that. Damn.
Wouldn't be good.
The toe's broke. If the toe's broken, the Yankees might as well, pack it in.
Mike, what would that? I don't know. I know none of us are doctors. What are you probably looking at there? 4 weeks minimum?
Let's go to Google.
I would assume it's got to be 4 to 5 weeks minimum if it's a broken finger. I know you're doing more with your finger, but the big toe's a tough one.
So it says most broken toes can heal on their own with proper care in 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, probably give him the good 5, then maybe 5 or 6.
Oh, if the toe's broken, he's out 2 months because because Yankees are going to play conservatively. Then he's going to have to go on the rehab, and you can't. What does this team look like without Aaron Judge for 2 months?
Bowers is probably your right fielder for good at that point. Again, I know people want to bring up Stanton, but I said it 150 times. I can't see Stanton in the outfield. Like, I could barely move. We gotta stop with this idea that you're gonna throw Stanton in the outfield for multiple games. He's
so dangerous.
It's just hard. Yeah, especially with Judge being out. It's kind of like you don't even want him roaming out there at this point. And who else are the Yankees gonna give a shot to? That they have on the roster right now. Calhoun's gonna get at bats, and he's a hard. Let's even think about the horrible outfield the Yankees just put out there here recently, defensive wise. Calhoun in left field, IKF in center, and Bowers in right. Or whatever the hell it was. I know it was those three, but it's just terrible.
It was Bowers in left, and then that was when
Calhoun
the ball
was in right.
And then they used Oswaldo Cabrera as a defensive replacement, and that was when the ball was rolling around like a circus out there.
And just speaking of the chat said, what about Cole Calhoun? He's left. He's gone. He opted out already.
Oh, did he?
He opted out already. He's gone.
We all know it. Aaron Judge is the Yankees. If the Yankees don't have Aaron Judge, they don't have much. And it's surprising if you look at the names in this lineup, right? Even without Aaron Judge, you would think that this could still be a pretty decent team, but they're just terrible.
Yeah.
When they're missing Aaron Judge, they're just terrible, and so we'll just have to hope for the best, man. And at the very worst case scenario, it's like a 10-day thing, but hopefully he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. I doubt it, but hopefully he will be.
Yeah, it looks like Christian, what you were saying was accurate. It is the average time for a broken toe to heal is 6 weeks. Usually it's about a 2-week period where you're not doing anything. And then you try to see how it's going. And if you have a higher pain tolerance, you might have, you'll probably come back a little bit sooner.
Just jab a needle in there.
We got another one from our boy Toesdell.
Truesdell
says, bro, if 99 is on IL, it'll be so sad. He's on such a run right now.
Yeah, that's the one thing, like, for me, like, just being an Aaron Judge fan, and I always talk about this. My dad is, like, the biggest Judge fan in the planet. He messaged me literally after every AB with Judge. It would suck because, as of right now, you can make an argument Judge is on pace to be an MVP again.
For sure.
He really is on that pace. For him to miss a month would really piss me off.
Yeah, he's definitely on pace. He's definitely on pace for the MVP again because he missed that time and he's still on that same trajectory from last year. We have another super chat from our boy Rasan Thompson.
Hey, my guy.
He says, "Is it too much to ask to have a healthy lineup for a week? Stanton comes back and now Judge is out. Bader is out. This lineup can be scary once they're all healthy."
The Yankees, man. It's the Yankees. It's like they don't have the opportunities ever to do that. And I mean, the guys that get injured, to be fair, though, a lot of the same guys that were used to being injured. It is another thing, but you know, it is what it is with this club. You know, when one guy comes back, another guy goes down. It's been like that for a while. It's kind of shocking that they're actually where they are right now in the standings.
Speaking of Harrison Bader, the person that we sent to St. Louis to get him was making headlines recently. Jordan Montgomery.
Oh yeah.
What did he do?
Remember how when he was here, he would pitch relatively well. You know, pretty much you could pencil in 2 earned, 3 earned over 6, and the Yankees would never score and he would lose. Well, it really hasn't changed much in St. Louis for him. He's 0. I believe he's 0-7.
Hasn't won yet.
Wow.
St. Louis has lost 10 straight Jordan Montgomery starts. And his ERA isn't that terrible. I mean, it's like 4.2. So it's not bad. I mean, that's a quality. I mean, you go 3 over 6 is a 4.5, and those are considered quality starts. So
wow,
not been terrible. So somebody asked, I didn't hear exactly what was asked of him. Like it was basically like paraphrasing, like, what do you think about not winning these games? And his response was, "I'm not a loser."
I got that full quote up here if you want me to say it.
Yes, please.
Let's hear that.
Jordan Montgomery says, "I am not a loser. I'm going to keep giving them everything I've got out there. The team knows that. Manager knows it. Pitching coach knows it. Fan base knows it. Baseball stinks. It's not always easy. It's not always going to go great. Everybody has to stick with what they do and try to do it better."
Oh, go write a fucking motivational book, would you?
I am not a loser.
I am not a loser.
Oh, it looks like he has 2 wins though. He's 2-7.
Oh, look at that.
Is he 2-7?
Yeah, he has 2 wins.
Then they must have been early on in the season. Maybe it's their 0-7 in his last 7 starts. They're on like a long losing streak of.
Yeah, they suck. I mean, the Cardinals absolutely suck, which is pretty surprising, to be honest.
It is. That's definitely one of the bigger surprises.
And the worst thing about it is like the whole organization is like going to hell. Like there's people ratting on each other and everything. Like it's really ugly there right now.
I'm cool to see what it takes to get Nolan Arenado over here.
Okay, little Nolan. All right.
Okay. Nolan Arenado.
Got a couple of messages here. Got A. Becker, who's been a member for 3 months, says, "Honestly, we will never be fully healthy this season." Kind of feels that way. And then Epic Warrior with the super chat says,
Ultimate Warrior's brother?
Ultimate Warrior's uncle.
Oh, uncle.
The Yanks can't catch a break with injuries. This roster is filled with 26 players. They can't build around Cole and Judge. Who could we get at the deadline? You know, actually, matter of fact, I was thinking about that here recently is, if I were to ask you guys, since the Yankees signed Judge and Cole, have they done enough to win with those two during their best seasons?
Well, I think getting Rodon in the offseason certainly shows that they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Doing enough is another. I mean, I would say it's as much as enough as you can get. Right, the options were shortstop.
Just never
they
the
went
left
with
field
Volpe
situation
instead.
to me was
left
bad,
field
man.
could have been handled a little.
Look at the
bit
guys,
better.
man. Look at Yoshida. Can you imagine that guy in his
That's
lineup
the
right
name,
now?
Yeah.
Care what Andrew Benintendi's OPS is, or he has 0 home runs. If you want to tell me he didn't want to play here and nothing was going to change his mind, fine, whatever. I
think
can't
money
argue.
would have.
But they didn't make a realistic play for him.
Yeah.
He fit this lineup perfectly last year. I'm not saying that the Yankees win the ALCS if he's healthy, but I think they put up a hell of a bigger fight than they did if they have him in the lineup. And what that turns out to be, does it turn out to be a win? Does it turn out to be 2 wins? I don't know, but I think the Yankees were much better equipped to face Houston had they had him. So I feel like going into this season with Oswaldo Cabrera as your starting left fielder was a dereliction of duty. Like you're telling me that you're a World Series team, but this utility guy who played 4 games in his total career is your starting left fielder
No,
in the
I was-
outfield, I should say. Come on now.
I was always against that move. I didn't like the idea of him just
I
staying
hated
out
it.
there. It just didn't make sense to me, especially when you had so many options that you did. And I know that, Yoshida got everyone when everybody signed a deal, like, what the hell is Boston thinking? They gave this guy, I think, 15 for the first year, and he got like 4 years of 18 million each. He's worth every penny of it. I mean, that deal right now is looking like an absolute steal. The guy is absolutely phenomenal.
Got just under a 400 on base percentage. He's at 396 with a 318 batting average.
He is absolutely phenomenal, man. I wonder what his home splits are. Like, is the Green Monster helping him a lot? I really wonder that because, I know a lot of people said that might be the reason why he's looking to go there, because he's so good at punching the ball to left field.
Let's see here. At home, he has a batting average of 315 with an on base of 397.
So it can't be that different.
On the road, he's better on the road with a 322 batting average and a 394 on base.
He's just a good fucking hitter.
Percentage. A bit less plate appearances though on the road, about like 30 or so less.
And I just don't know what the Yankees could really do. I mean, I don't know how much they can really do to improve the club near the deadline.
But Pete, to your point, 24 RBI at home, only 9 on the road. So that 30 at bats is a difference, but that RBI total is pretty different at home.
Well, there's a few things that they should do. I mean, they need to clean up their outfield for sure. They'll tell you that they like Jake Bowers. He's not an everyday player.
No, he's a good bench guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have no problem with him on the team.
Yeah.
I just don't think he should be
He's
the
a good
starting
bench
left
guy.
fielder. So I don't know who's out there. Like, people, this is what I hate about Twitter. Like, well, who's out there? I don't know. I'm not the general manager. He needs to figure this shit out, not me. I'm just
Bellinger was
identifying
another fucking miss.
Who?
Bellinger was another miss, man.
I mean,
And look, here's the thing though about him. And I explained this in my video. Like, I wouldn't have signed him in the offseason. I wouldn't have either. So I'm not going to beat up Cashman on that one. But the year he's having, and knowing that he's a hell of a good center fielder, and he's a very good first baseman, and he's a lefty, and he doesn't strike out at all anymore, I'm like, that would have been the perfect get. And I don't know if they'll trade him, but would Brian Cashman go to Hal Steinbrenner now and be like, hey, we want this guy that we could have acquired for only money, and now we're going to have to give up maybe 3 prospects to get them to pay his salary to get him here? I don't know. So I said it's very tough to figure out what they're going to do. Is Jason Dominguez the answer? I think over his last 11 or so games, hitting like 275. So he's starting
is he the
to
answer
really
this
hit.
year? You
That's
think
my
that-
thing. I don't know. Is that the route they go? Do they say, well, hey, look, we don't got the money, but we believe in these other guys. Maybe we could trade for a relief pitcher or two, and we go with the young kids in the lineup.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up relief pitcher, because I don't think the Yankees need a relief pitcher. I think the Yankees need a closer. They need to acquire a
I agree.
legitimate closer.
I agree.
I tweeted this last night. Every team in Major League Baseball needs an end boss. You need to know who's coming out in the 9th inning to shut the door. Clay
King
Holmes
Cooper,
closes.
okay.
Clay Holmes
Right.
closes on Saturday, but then he pitches in the 7th inning on Sunday. That's not a closer.
He's
Right.
not. And let me ask both of you. I mean, are you guys comfortable with him closing a big game for the
Absolutely
Yankees?
not. No.
No way.
No, but
No
will
way.
you say though that you are more confident in Clay Holmes these last couple of weeks, that he's kind of found a little bit more of something?
He still scares the shit out of me.
Well, to
Definitely,
me,
I
I'm
don't feel
okay with
confident
him.
closing games.
I'm okay with him with the middle relief role. I'm not
Yes.
okay with him closing games for the Yankees. Not at all. He should not be the guy that's the closer.
And that's the thing. Like, the Yankees, they don't even know who their closer is, because you can't tell me that, oh, I'm using him in lanes. Well, if you're using him in lanes, then he's not your closer, because I guarantee you nobody is going to use Mariano Rivera in lanes. They're going to use him in the fucking 9th inning to close the ball game out.
Yep.
The only time you saw
Bless you,
Mariano
man.
Rivera in the 7th inning is when you knew he was throwing 2 1/3.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They were
And that's
desperate to
gonna-
win, and he was going to throw 2 1/3, 2 2/3, or whatever.
You go.
That's the only
out
time
and,
you saw Mariano Rivera in the 7th inning, and it wouldn't
Yeah.
happen often. But you need to know. You need, if there's going to in the bullpen. I don't care. You want to say King's a 6th inning guy, and then one night is Tommy Canely, and then whoever roles can be can be interchangeable. But you need to know who's coming in the 9th inning. Who's the guy that's going to shut the door, right?
Well, the other team needs to know it too. And that's the other thing. The other team needs to know. And that's what made the Yankees so good for many years. And honestly, too, if you watch the Astros last year, it was what? Abreu, Montero, and then Presley. And you were like, all right, hey, if we're down in the 6th inning, we're fucked. And the other team knows that. The Yankees right now, what are you saying if you're the other club? Hey, we're down by 2 runs. Who are we facing? I mean, who's it gonna be? Okay, it might be Wandy Peralta, or it might be this guy. And I love Wandy Peralta, but I don't want to limit Wandy Peralta to become this late inning only guy. If there's a big situation in the 5th inning in the playoffs, so he has to get a lefty out. I don't want him to have that type of role. The Yankees legitimately need a closer, and it might be one of the biggest needs that they have.
Do you see them maybe going after Liam Hendricks? He's got a club option for next year. He seems like a name, maybe a Kenley Jansen. Ryan Presley's going to be a free agent in 2020.
But here's the thing. When I think of this from Brian Cashman, they're going to trade any legitimate prospects. They're going to want somebody that has control. They're going to want somebody that is potentially effective for years to come if they're going to trade some decent high-level assets. So I know the names
you're not
out
seeing
there.
For a rental.
I can see that. No, I could definitely see it. I could definitely see that with the White Sox, because that just makes a lot of sense. But I feel like if they're going to offer something, that they did a big move, you're looking at names like, to me, a dream scenario would be Diaz from Cincinnati.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
That would be a dream scenario, just because it also shoves it in the Mets' ass. I think it's just funny. We got 2 Diaz's. One is pitching. Your guy's out, unfortunately, but one is closing for us now, maybe leading us to a possible championship. But then you got Bednar. What about Bednar? I mean, he's it's a team the Yankees trade with all the damn time.
Yeah, he's a free agent in 2027. Bednar. Then another one in that same category, I would say, is Emmanuel Clase on the Guardians.
He's not been the same this year. That's the one thing.
Take him.
Well, that could be the guy you go for then. The one.
That's the thing about these old school managers, like Terry Francona, is they will abuse relievers. And Clase led the league. I believe he led the league in appearances last year. And
he did.
You know.
Yeah. How is Bednar doing? Has he gotten worse, or is he still like the best relief pitcher on the planet right now?
ERA was in like the mid 3s last
year. Right now it's at a 1.13 ERA, so it seems like he's
is it?
figured it out.
Yeah, well, I remember a couple of weeks ago his ERA is like 0.54. Like, he's dominated the entire season.
I might have been looking at somebody else that.
Yeah, his highest was like 1.180, and that was in April 11th. He's
might have been somebody else that I had
down,
my eye on.
Like the Diaz trade, to me, I can't even comprehend what that deal would even look like, because they'd probably not even care about getting a guy like Peraza, because their 2 top prospects are shortstops.
Right, and that's what I was talking to somebody on Twitter last night about, is like the Yankees are going to have to find a way to get, if they really are targeting him and think that he's like the missing piece for them, they're going to have to get creative, because their top prospects are shortstops. Now I know that you know, maybe you just take talent. I don't know how they would view Peraza over their guys or whatever, but you know, it doesn't seem likely that could be something that matches up. But
what if they gave you Fraley with him and they're like, hey, give us Dominguez and 2 other guys, and you got a deal? That way you get your left fielder, your closer, but you got to give up.
See, I'm not tied.
Guy.
I like Dominguez. I like the idea of him, but I'm not tied to him.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if they're looking at like, hey, look, we don't do a deal unless we get this guy, but to make it sweeter for you, we'll give you Fraley, who's a lefty outfield. He's already up there. He's ready to go immediately. Do you bite the bullet on that and believe that Diaz is going to be that good for that many years for him?
I mean,
go ahead, Christian.
Left field. So left field, and I would say right now, left field and closer are probably their 2 biggest weaknesses.
Well, that'll take both of them away.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're gonna.
I'm not saying I do it, but I'm just saying. I mean, if they come to you like that,
yeah, but it's Dominguez and what? Like, how much more?
Let's say Dominguez, Warren, who's one of their top starting pitching prospects,
struggling right now,
and 2 lower level guys.
You know what?
Let's say a 15 to 20 prospect.
I live 40 minutes from Somerset. I will go pick up Dominguez. I'll take him to Newark Airport myself. Like, honestly, I'm of the mindset right now. I've been like this for the past couple of years. Like, if you're not going to help this team win this year, I'm willing to trade you for somebody that I think can. You know,
I don't see them trading Dominguez for a relief pitcher, but I don't know. I don't think they're not open to trading them. I think they would. It just depends on what it's for.
What do you value? What would the Yankees value Diaz at? Do they value him as a top 5 closer in the game? Because if they do, then I would trade Dominguez for him.
SGR, what's his numbers right now?
Diaz?
Yeah.
Pull those up. Yandy Diaz currently. Oh, not Yandy.
Not
Diaz,
Yandy.
Yeah.
I'd love to get him too. Shit, get him on the Yankees, please.
God damn. Wait, what's his first name?
Alexis.
Yeah. Right now he's got a 1.61 ERA in 23 games. He's got 13 saves.
He's a little wild, I know that, but man, oh man, I mean, you get an arm like that, knowing he's closing games with Mike King there.
22 innings pitched, 41 strikeouts. So he's
Walks does he have?
What'd you say?
Walks.
11.
That's not terrible.
Yeah. 11 walks in 22 innings though.
22 innings. Yeah, that's not great.
Not great. 9 hits, 4 runs allowed.
Well, his whip is still under 1.
Yes, his whip is .896.
It'll be interesting what they do because they do have arms that they could turn into bullpen arms later in the year. Like Luis Gil is making his comeback. Do you just say, hey, when you're throwing at 99 again, you got that fastball and that slider, do we rely on you? But again, this is what bothers me about the Yankees. You're the fucking Yankees. You're not the Royals. Like that to me is like
have to turn Luis Gil into a reliever.
Exactly. That to me is like a Tampa type thing. It's like, all right, let's see who could be a relief pitcher. I don't want to do that. Like the Yankees need to figure out ways because when it comes to the offense side, you're going to have to see who Donaldson is. If Donaldson ends up sucking over the next month, if those 2 home runs are an outlier and he's sucking, you got to give Peraza a shot. You got to let Peraza just come up and see what he can do here and do the same thing you did with Aaron Hicks and just dump Donaldson. There's no point of holding on to him. But I think the Yankees can find offense in the minor leagues if they let these guys play. The problem is going to be fixing that bullpen in the rotation if you need it.
If the Yankees trusted Michael King to pitch back-to-back days or, 3 out of 4 days, maybe that's your answer? I mean, I think he probably profiles the best to be the closer.
My thing is he's so important.
I know.
Those other innings.
I agree. I do agree, but are the Yankees going to have the stones to acquire a fucking closer? I think that.
And if they fucking don't, then they shouldn't. Don't give us the bullshit about a World Series caliber team because you're not.
That's what you were saying a few minutes ago when you were like, when you said, do you think that they've done enough in Cole and Judge's prime? And like, no, I don't, because then last year, dude, I get it. You were waiting for Anthony Volpe, and I'm fine with that. Like, but you brought fucking IKF in here to play shortstop. Yeah. That's not serious.
Nope. And then even, I agree. Like what even SGR said about getting Rodon. I think that is the right move to make. No doubt about it. Rodon was perfect for this club. And I'm on the belief of thinking this guy's going to pitch this year for us. I'm not going to sit here and say he's not. I think he is.
Facing hitters tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, on Wednesday. But what was the other move when we all knew? Brian Cashman sat there in front of everybody's face and says, yeah, that's the reason we went after Benintendi, because we recognize we need more than that in the lineup. And then he just sat out the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shit that pisses me off when other guys went elsewhere. Hell, Jurickson Profar isn't the greatest player in the world. He's playing better as of late. He signed for $7 fucking million. I mean, you mean to tell me you couldn't just say, hey, this guy's a switch hitter. He could bat on top of it, or he got way better protection here than Colorado. Let's take the risk on this guy. I mean, I just don't understand that they're unwilling. Luis Arise, they might have had a chance at. I don't know how realistic it was, but maybe they could have had a chance at him. I don't know. I don't know. Is Severino an option to be traded? I mean, that's something we're not talking about. What if Severino, who, Nestor comes back and Rodon is back, and now you're looking at it going, we don't have a lot of money to throw out, but some team is offering us a hell of a deal that's going to make us better. Does
the Yankees
Gleyber or Severino, one of these guys, go?
I'm glad you brought that up, because the next thing I kind of wanted to get into here was Nestor Cortez, right? So we heard yesterday that the shoulder has been barking in between starts. He can't recover his recovery time or whatever they were saying. So he's likely going to go on the IL. So,
yep.
I mean, first part of this is the era of Nasty Nestor over? Is he just like back to being what he was, a guy that got DFA'd 3 or 4 times. I mean, I think it was that game against the Angels early in the year, and I texted Chris and Ryan, and I said, when do we give this guy the respect of being a legit top of the rotation guy? And then he kind of had a rough 6th inning, or he gave up like 2 or 3 runs, and the final line wasn't so good. And then ever since then, he's been pretty bad. Yeah. So, I mean, you want to blame injury? Do you just want to blame that the clock struck midnight? I don't know, but like, okay, so can you afford trade Luis Severino? Can the Yankees really afford to trade Luis Severino?
I think the question really comes down to it is if they feel, and let's give, matter of fact, I got to do this. I got to give some credit to Domingo Germán, who always just gets overlooked, but somehow
he's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit. There's no doubt about it, but he continues to throw up good numbers on games and keep the Yankees in games and shut teams down. And there's always going to be some bullshit with him, it seems like. But
as a pitcher, which
good fucking pitcher.
He's a good pitcher.
No doubt.
He was in the Nate Eovaldi trade, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that Brian Cashman, when he traded for Nate Eovaldi, said that he picked up a lottery ticket. And that lottery ticket was Domingo Germán. And we've seen the Yankees are cashing in on that right now. And
no doubt.
Look, this is the ugly side of sports, is the dirty side of sports. He smacked his girlfriend at a gala in front of his entire team. Why didn't the Yankees release him? Because he did what he did last night. Because he did.
Okay.
Because he did what he did last night.
That's
why.
Gala. All right.
June.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Gala,
Gala.
tomato,
All right.
okay?
Data, gata. Okay.
Because he went out there and he spun a fucking gem against one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah,
that's why the Yankees didn't get rid of him for doing what he did. And again, that's the ugly side of sports. Do you want to root for a guy that smacks his wife? No, I don't want to root for a guy that smacks his wife. But I mean, if he's going to be on the team, it's that dirtiness of being a fan. Like you have to not think about it.
Yeah, and I think over like his last 131 innings, I think it is, he's pitching like a 3.5 ERA. So he's been very, very valuable for the Yankees. But getting back to the Severino situation is, I think the way you got to look at it is, 1, are the Yankees going to re-sign him? 2, is the draft pick, if you offer him the qualifying offer and he doesn't accept it, is that more valuable than a potential trade that can help the Yankees now and next year? I don't even know if teams would even be interested in him. I think they would if he's healthy, but what does he mean to the Yankees? I think that's the big question too. What does he mean to the club? Is Severino even going to be, look at his last outing, 3 miles off on the fastball? And now you're concerned, is there an injury there? Is it something he's hiding again? I don't know. Sevy wants to pitch for a contract, so he wants to be out there. If there was something bothering him, you think he's saying it? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So I guess it's just one of those tough situations because Cashman has done such a bang-up job on constructing his roster that now if they don't want to go over this Cohen tax, they probably have to trade some sort of salary or give up a lot more like they did with Joey Gallo to get the other team to pay deals coming back to him. So it's going to be a tough month or so to see what the Yankees actually do.
Assume Severino was healthy, right? Let's just say it was healthy. Blip on the radar. And he's, the next 4 or 5 starts leading into the deadline, whatever it is, are typical Sevy starts,
Mm-hmm.
And somebody calls up and says, what would it take to get him out of here to whatever team? First of all, what do you want in return for him?
For Sevy?
Would be enticing for you? Would you?
I don't know, man.
First of all, I guess the first thing we can eliminate is if a team called up and offered prospects, you say no.
Right.
You say,
no.
Right.
I'm getting rid of him for maybe like a rental.
Yeah. What if it's for an outfielder that has the rest of the year only, and he just do a swap? Let's say Rodon's back and he's filthy, and you got Germán pitching well, and Cortez is back. And you could sit there and go, well, left field still sucks for us. We have no production there.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can go out there and get a good left fielder for him, straight up, money is kind of matched. It's just a swap.
Another Bader for Montgomery type deal.
Okay, let's do it like this. This makes sense. Bellinger for him. Getting paid about $12 million, getting roughly the same thing. He has an opt-out for next year. Mutual option.
Right, so this is just purely from the Yankees' perspective because I don't know how much, I don't know how much that makes sense for the Cubs to do, right? Because I don't think they're not in a playoff race, right? So
well, if the Cubs want to re-sign him, what if they go to hell with it? We'll bring this guy back for a 4 or 5 year deal.
We're getting all the okays in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
All right, so let's say that deal's on the table. Sevy for Bellinger. Are you signing the papers on it if you're Brian Cashman?
What about Sevy for Yelich? I feel like that might be a more realistic.
The money is my concern.
Yeah, so the money. I'm just saying more about a team that, if we're comparing this deal to last year's deal with the Cardinals, it was two teams that were competing for a playoff spot.
But everything matched up with
All right,
Montgomery.
so even
the contracts
money,
were
so
the
that's
same,
where that skew happens. All right.
So I mean, in that deal that we're talking about right now, to me, it would still have to depend on a lot of things. It would have to depend if Carlos Rodon has pitched a bit already and he's showing that he's healthy. Is Nestor Cortez's shoulder injury, or is it more than that? Is it something that we don't know about and he's going away for a little while? Is he dealing with something? Is it Domingo Germán continued? Is there somebody else that steps up for the Yankees? Did the Yankees make a previous trade for a starting pitcher before that? I think there's a lot of questions that would go on it, but to me, if I'm looking at the Yankees and I go, hey, we got a hole in left field. Like there's nobody there. Bader may not be fully healthy yet. And the thing that attracts me so much to Bellinger is he's also a damn good first baseman. So if something happened to Rizzo, you also got one of the better defending first basemen and a guy that hits for power from the left side and doesn't strike out. Like, I don't know. Maybe he comes to the Yankees and he goes to hell. Who the hell knows? But to me, it could be something that you may seriously have to take a risk on if that's on the table. Or maybe another Cardinals. I don't know if the Cardinals will do another deal like that again with the Yankees, but a Lars Nootbaar or something like that for Severino. I don't know if they would do that, but I don't know. It's tough. It's going to be interesting how they navigate this.
I don't think the Yankees, I don't think they can trade starting pitching. They have.
That's my concern too. You would have to have everybody really back already pitching well.
No, Garrett Cole gets pulled in the 6th inning in that game last night on Saturday because he's cramping, right? Okay, thank God it was a minor issue. The Yankees won the game. Bro, they lose this guy, we're fucked.
Oh,
right?
No doubt.
Look, everybody's got their own issues with Garrett Cole, right? But the one thing Garrett Cole does is he takes the ball every 5 days. And more times than not, he goes out there and he pitches like a top pitcher in the sport. The Yankees, if the Yankees don't have that to rely on, they're screwed because nobody else in this rotation can provide the security that Garrett Cole does. That when you know that if Wednesday's Garrett Cole's time to fucking pitch, Garrett Cole's going to be on the mound on Wednesday.
Facts.
You don't know that with anybody else in this rotation. Even if you see somebody's name penciled in, you don't know that son of a bitch is taking the mound. These guys drop flies all the time. Since Garrett Cole's been here, Garrett Cole answers the bell every single time out there.
No doubt about it.
All right, we got another super chat here. It's
from the Ultimate Warrior.
From Epic Warrior.
Epic.
The Yankees need to get better at drafting and developing players. Could have drafted Gunnar Henderson, but we got Anthony Siegler, a catcher. The list goes on.
Right, and I'll give them
credit. They have gotten better over the last couple of years, though.
They drafted Nick Solak ahead of Pete Alonso.
Yeah,
I've seen them all last night. So,
but you could do this with everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, you could almost do this with every team. When that's a tough thing about a draft. There's always going to be hits and misses. There's guys drafted in the 3rd or 4th round nobody thought about, and they end up being pretty good. So, to me, that's always a tough thing on the drafting. I think the Yankees have a bit of a problem on the way they're developing their hitters. I think this whole mindset and philosophy they have of how they're like, when I hear Dylan Lawson speak, I want to blow my fucking brains out. The fact of the matter is that this guy could be a hitting coach and go, I don't care about offensive stats as long as we're scoring enough runs to win games. What the hell does that even mean?
His prospect is hitting 180, you dumbass. Like, Look, dude, I hit 260 in JV my junior year, and that's my biggest accomplishment on a baseball field. But I can sit there and watch Anthony Volpe and know exactly what's wrong with him.
It's as clear as fucking day. I wish I had the video pulled up this morning. I actually did it. Even on the home run, his ass was in the other dugout before the ball was hit. He's opening so early. He's never going to hit an outside pitch. And if anybody thinks he's going to go on a run hitting 340 over an extended period of time, swinging like that, I guarantee you it's not going to happen.
It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
No way.
His mechanics are not sustainable for him. And I love Volpe, and I really, honestly, truly believe that this kid is going to be a legit ball player for this team, right? But his mechanics in his last 3 or 4 week stretch are atrocious. Yeah, he's good enough where he can run into one like he did in Seattle, like he did last night. But, dude, like we said, use any cliche you want to. This guy is stepping in the bucket every time that he comes up there, and his swing is so fucking long that he can't make up for it.
Yep.
And I can see that.
It's obvious.
Jesus, what are the Yankees doing about it?
Nothing. I mean, honestly, nothing. Look, the point of the matter is, look at when you watch broadcast the games, and I don't, but people always tell me, because I'm calling the game, but people always tell me to go, hey, Pete, Paul O'Neill has talked about it. Cone has talked about it. The other night they were on, whatever they were on, fucking John Smoltz talked about it. And all you got to do is have eyes. You could tell he's stepping so far out, and his hips are opening so early. The only pitch he could get to is an inside pitch. It's the only pitch he has a chance of hitting. Other than that, he's not going to hit dick.
I mean, that's what scares me is that the Yankees, I don't know what they're looking at. Like, this kid should be in the cage every day with somebody working on his mechanics right now. That should be the only thing that you do with him. Is just working on his mechanics, whether that's tee, toss, fucking jerking off in the bedroom. I don't care what it does. Work on this. He should be working on his mechanics right now. And speaking of jerking, okay, Chris is not here today because of a wrist injury. Okay,
he was jerking too hard.
Okay. Hurt his wrist. Okay,
he was using LI Yankee King's lotion bottle.
That's right. That's right. Brand new in stores now. Okay.
DJ Steals with a super chat says, "I hate snowflakes." Anyway, sup Pete and Chris. You must be doing the mushrooms tonight.
Yeah, what are we doing, DJ? That LeMahieu over there.
What about snowflakes? Like, how did that even come up?
Said I hate snowflakes.
He hates snowflakes. Okay. All right.
I guess you came
to doesn't like the winter. Okay, like summertime.
Winter storms.
Okay. The June swoon. Okay. Pride month. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the Yankees are doing. And by the way, guys, we got 200 plus in here right now. Where are these likes at? Get it to over 100 likes, would you?
Please.
But this guy just wrote Dylan Lawson at 286 in T-ball. Yanks were impressed and hired him. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this on a game season, and I'm not knocking Matt Blake. I like Matt Blake. I think he's doing good. But what happened to the days of getting coaches that actually played Major League Baseball? I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a dick, but I know if I was at Garrett Cole or somebody, I'd look at him and say, hey, when the fuck were you in this situation? Shut up. Like, what do you come out here to give me a rest?
Well,
that's other than that, get out of here.
That's the organizational philosophy, bro.
I don't get it. Dylan Lawson. What good major leaguer has he faced? I mean, let's be honest. You're trying to tell me how to hit a baseball. Come on, man. Come on. Get somebody in here who knows what the hell they're talking about. Let me go talk to Paulie for a little while. Let me go talk to O'Neill. I'll listen to him.
Yeah, it kind of though that almost just to add to that point that Pete's making. It kind of adds to why there isn't that kind of rapport with pitching staffs or coaching staffs. It's because they're just why would you listen to that guy? Another reason is they make so much money. Why am I going to listen to a guy that makes $30 million less than me? So there's all these different factors that play into it. I just thought that would be.
That's why I always feel like the respect factor has to be there a little bit. Like you've been there and done that. I get it.
You need to buy into what they're selling you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing that Aaron Boone does have going for him is that he is a former Major League Baseball player. He knows the struggles of these guys. Okay, you could sit there and tell me every little analytical computer-based thing out there. You can't tell me the mental aspect of it. And that should be Boone's biggest strength is that he knows the mental grind of this game.
Yep.
because we had I wanted to call him Bob. We had Brett Boone on the show years ago. I think it was after the 2018 season, or I don't remember exactly what was said, but it was basically like we had him on and we interviewed him, and like, give us the reason why that Aaron Boone can do this job. Now, obviously, we're here 6 years later, and I don't think that he can, but he just told this story about how Aaron was just like, he was defeated, like, going into Game 7 of the 2003 ALCS. Like, he got benched, like, he was just atrocious, and just and then he had that one moment, and I don't know. Do you give back that World Series appearance so he never manages the ball club?
Oof, that's tough. No, I can't. Oh, the appearance? Fuck the appearance. We lost. Yeah, give it back. Get him off the team. Get him off the team.
I brought that up. I bring that up every time and again. It's like, would you?
If I know we're losing. Fuck it. I don't even need it. I don't need it. Then the hell with it. Like,
it's
a lost season no matter what.
That we didn't have to deal with Aaron Boone for the last 6 years.
The funny thing is, I'll be honest, it kind of shocked me that he's been thrown out of games as much as he has been. I didn't even notice that until I finally saw the stat, and I'm like, I like Boone. Don't get me wrong. Like, people think I don't like him. I don't like Aaron Boone as a manager. And when people, well, Pete, but it's not him. Well, then he's as fucking bad. I don't want to hear that. Well, he's as bad as the people he's listening to. That's all there is to it. So they're all one and the same. If he's sitting there listening to a nerd in the dugout go, hey, here's the lineup, these guys have to come in this game like this. That's it. And he's sitting there going, okay, I agree. He's as bad as them. He's as terrible as they are. That's all there is to it. Because he needs to have a little pride in his family, in my opinion. And I'm a baseball guy, dude. So maybe you need to have a little more pride in the game.
I saw that tweet that people were busting your balls about on Saturday night, and I agree with you 100%. Like, I almost wanted to hear that there was something wrong with Garrett Cole, and thank God that it was such a minor thing. But because I need to have that at least belief that Aaron Boone isn't that stupid.
Exactly, and that's the point.
To pull Garrett Cole with 80 pitches when he's throwing a really good ball game.
And that's the point of the tweet. But people are dumb as fuck on Twitter. Oh my God, you want Cole hurt? No, you moron. He just left with 80 pitches. Aren't you expecting that he's probably hurt? I mean, I would hope he's hurt in that situation, that he came out the game. If not, then I got a problem with Cole and I got a problem with Boone. But
what's worse? I mean, honestly, like, your ace is hurt or your manager's just the dumbest person walking the earth. Like,
exactly.
Right. We got some super chats here.
Oh,
DJ Steele's back at it. He says,
Steelio.
Not gonna lie, I'm actually impressed with the 2023 Yanks so far. So many obstacles, yet there are 11 games above 500 on June 6th. Oh, by the way, the snowflake was from work.
Okay. Had a little snowflake action at work. Okay. He was under the snowblower. All right.
I mean, look, the Yankees have played pretty good. If you consider the injuries, you consider that they've had the hardest schedule. Yeah, I mean, they have done.
Really upset with the way they've played. Honestly, I think that they've done a pretty solid job. I mean, they're, like you said, they're 11 games over. You look at it differently if Tampa didn't go on that crazy streak to open the season.
I'll make a statement right now, and I kind of led on to this earlier show this morning. If the Yankees win a division, Aaron Boone's the manager of the year. If the Yankees win a division, in my opinion, a guy who knocks him all the time, he's the manager of the year. But
I mean, you can make that argument. Yeah,
if Texas wins the West, Bochy's the manager of the year. That's not even
for
close.
Sure. So
they just transferred.
The Rangers need to win the West, or it will be an AL East.
Let me tell
manager.
you something. That's a good fucking team.
They transferred DeGrom, but
DeGrom took a big blow today.
But the one miss, like we always talk about, when we missed all the talk about, Volpe's the guy, so we're going to miss on these guys.
Yeah.
Simeon and Seager, man, those guys are phenomenal. So if you want to look at a miss, those are priority guys. I remember everybody expected Seager to be a Yankee. Like, oh, yeah, he'll be a Yankee. No doubt about it. He's going to be a Yankee. And that obviously didn't turn out. But, man, he's having a hell of a season.
And then talk about, like, buying in with a manager. Bruce Bochy really does seem to get the best out of his players.
I have Eric Kratz and Scott Braun coming on again. That's one of the first things I want to talk to Eric Kratz about is really how much does a manager like that make a difference? Like
that's a great question.
The minute they brought Bochy in, did those guys sit back and be like, oh shit, we got to win now? Like, we're gonna win now. So
Speaking of Kratz, Epic Warrior, okay, Ultimate Warrior's cuz mentions him in his super chat here. It's like what Kratz said. The Yanks got rid of good. Oh, this is talking about how the Yankees kind of have guys like Blake and on the pitching staff and analytics. It's like what Kratz said, that the Yanks got rid of good baseball people. Boone, it's not a hitting competition. Cash, it's about championships. Umps bullied me, so I guess it's just he's giving those examples of the excuses that are being made by the non-baseball minds in the Yankee.
did El Gato kill Christian, or is he still there?
Oh shit!
I'm still here. I just
okay, you just can't get the
it's
El
not
Gato.
coming. Yeah, it's not coming back on now.
Hopefully, we're gonna have that problem, the El Gato fix soon. The El Gato is gonna be neutered soon, and we're gonna fix him.
So we're just gonna ride with El Gato for the rest of the show.
We like
Okay.
El Gato here.
All right,
Okay,
El
okay,
Gato.
okay.
All right.
So
But what the hell were we talking about before that?
Bochy, Rangers manager of the year.
Oh yeah, no, just speaking on Boone again. Yeah, I mean, I think he has the possibility, like as DJ Steele said. I think the Yankees are. If somebody would tell me a couple of weeks ago that the Yankees were going to be 11 games over 500 right now, I tell them you're out your fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing something right. Put it that way.
I never thought that Boone was a bad regular season manager. I just don't trust him to make the right moves in October, and that's what really scares me about him. I think he does really kind of maximize what he can get out of this ball club in the regular season. It's just that I think he shrivels in October.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, just to kind of put a bow on what we were talking about before, because we never kind of got an answer on this. Just go around the room real quick here. How concerned are you with Nestor Cortez? Like I said, do you think that this is it for Nestor Cortez? Are we done with the nasty Nestor, and he's just going to be nasty in a sense where you want to puke in a bucket every time he takes the mound?
I think it's only fair to be worried about him. Velocity has been down a little bit. Is this maybe a dead arm situation where he didn't really have a full spring training? So maybe it's something like that. Is it because he's never thrown a lot of innings? Now he is. I tell you what, but this problem, people forget, this problem goes back to late last season also, where right-handed batters were sitting on his cutter and just driving it out. And you started to see more and more of that play out this year. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping that Nestor could be the same guy he was before, but if we play the rest of this year and it's like, yeah, Nestor was never the same, that wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, and I kind of went into this season, the saying with him is you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and I kind of got rid of that way of thinking with him. I felt like he proved himself enough where I didn't want to even think about that this wasn't the guy that we were going to have going forward. But with how he's looked this year and now the injury and his history, you kind of can't help but revert back to that feeling like the magic is fading with Nestor.
No doubt. That's how I feel.
But the positive and promise is that his first 2 times through the lineup, he has been pretty damn good. It's that third time through the lineup is where he is awful.
You think the Yankees should get creative and go with an opener on his days then?
You could do that. You could see that. You could maybe see if they get the pitching health that you can pair him with an opener. Sure.
I don't know. Whenever they try to get cute with shit like that,
I know that scares me. That scares me with the Yankees.
So that's the problem, though, because you can't trust Nestor Cortez. You can't trust Luis Severino. We haven't seen Carlos Rodon. You got Domingo Germán. Clark Schmidt's been better, but do you want Clark Schmidt pitching big ball games for this team? I mean, so like we go back, it's the same thing. It's Garrett Cole and question marks in this rotation. So the Yankees, I think if you're going to rank them, you might not put starting pitching at the top of the list of things the Yankees need to address at the trade deadline. But I think it certainly should not, like, if Brian Cashman's receiving calls or doing his due diligence, I think that starting pitching needs to be on that list of things that he needs to be looking to improve on this team, because you're going into October with your ace. Okay, you feel good about Garrett Cole, but What if the Yankees have to be in the wild card series? Let's say they win the wild card series. You're burning Garrett Cole in that. And now you're starting a division series with what? You don't know.
That's why it's so damn important that Rodon is healthy. I mean, I think the season almost really comes down to him really being healthy because we've all known for a long time now that the Yankees desperately need that 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like what they're missing almost every single season. So if they get him back, they should be okay to a degree. But I agree with what Hirsch just said. I think he is the key to their season, and the ultimate success that they're going to have is going to come down to him.
Yeah, you're not going to get an answer on him for if you're looking to get an answer on what Carlos Rodon is before you make a trade for a starting pitcher, you're not going to get an answer on him in time.
Yeah, you got to hope that he's able to make at least 2 starts before August 1st. I don't know how possible that is. I mean, if he's facing live hitters tomorrow, beginning of June, you would think he'd be pitching for the Yankees in July at some point. There'll be no reason for him not to. Even if he makes 2 or 3 starts, he should still be pitching some point in July. Now, I agree with you because let's say he gets 1 start and let's say he looks phenomenal. 5 shutout innings, 8 Ks. You still can't sit there and go, well, we don't need a starting pitcher.
Oh,
That's why I said this team might need more than we even think. It just depends on how some things play out the next couple of weeks.
If he comes back and he's healthy from July on, I don't see them adding a starting pitcher because they will bank on him being the Carlos Rodon that they spent all this money on, and they're not going to just take his 1 or 2 starts and say, all right, what do you think?
No, I think that's full. Well, it's not just on Rodon, dude, because you have to look at is Severino going to be healthy? Is Nestor Cortez going to be healthy? Because
that's why I said there's just a shit ton of questions.
Then the key to that is for me is if Domingo Germán can continue on this trajectory up until the deadline, and Carlos Rodon comes back and he's healthy, then I don't see them making a move because. What more do you really need if you have 3 legit starting pitchers? That's what won the Yankees the World Series in 2009.
That's the thing. That's the thing, and it's also something they haven't had over the they. When have the Yankees gone into a series with Houston and said today you're facing Cole, tomorrow Rodon, the third day let's say a good Severino? They've never done that.
And the one year they did have a good 1-2 punch, and the guy that you were kind of banking on to continue to be himself was Masahiro Tanaka when it was Cole and Tanaka, and he just didn't have it that year.
So tomorrow they actually face a guy who they could trade for. That's Lucas Giolito, who's going to be a free agent in the offseason. So that would be a rental type that they could go after, and he's having a much better year than he had years past. So who knows? And that's funny because even just talking, right? What have we mentioned already? We've said starting pitching. We've said closer. We've said left fielder. There's so much that the Yankees may need to do. And again, this goes back to the question. Is Brian Cashman creative enough to do it, to pull these type of moves off? They need a catcher too,
honestly.
Well,
they really do.
There's another one. And
why are we not seeing what Ben Rortvedt is?
I was just about to say that. Why the fuck did Rortvedt not get every damn AB? It doesn't make sense to me that he goes to AAA and he's tearing the cover off for the ball, and they traded him in that deal thinking that he potentially is going to be the future catcher. Rocco Baldelli was pissed about that deal, by the way, that they gave him up. So I'm like, why the hell did we trade for him then?
But that's the whole thing, dude. Is why are the Yankees not giving this guy a look? Because if he is healthy when the trade happens, the plan was he was going to platoon with Kyle Higashioka. Trevino's never here. So the catching tandem last year was supposed to be Rortvedt and Higgy. So now this guy's healthy and we're still not seeing him.
He's hitting 345 in AAA, by the way. Winning the 1,000 OPS and a 463 on base percentage, 3 home runs in 55 at bats.
Yeah.
I know it's an overall short sample size, but how did the Yankees not see him the first game? And hey, you need to find a way to get this guy in the lineup.
I like Trevino, but I think what we saw last year was fool's gold. I think we've seen the major regression in him this year, back to being what he really was a backup catcher. So the Yankees have 2 backup catchers basically. So I mean, why not? What do the Yankees think is going to happen if they DFA Kyle Higashioka? Honestly,
that there's going to be a fucking World War III happen.
Maybe they're
Half
just
the
trying
population's
going to
go away. Because I don't know. And I'll tell you something else. I'll go even further on Trevino. Trevino might be the luckiest fucking player in the planet. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now because I don't see a platinum glove defender this year.
No,
Oh, not this year.
I
for
watch
sure.
Call every
Absolutely.
game. The guy has no arm whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
He's decent at framing. I don't care what stats show. And I don't see nothing on him defensively. I'm like, wow, this guy really stands out. Okay, he's great with Cole. Cute. Good.
That's what's going to
that's the
what's
only
going to save
positive.
him.
Yeah, and that's all you need.
So then what the hell's Higgy doing here? I mean,
That's my point.
Wouldn't a platoon situation, and you look at it and go, all right, they got Trevino and Rordvet, a lefty-righty platoon. That's perfect.
Exactly.
That's Girardi and Posada. Again, I'm not calling him Posada. I'm saying the
Right.
situation of it is it's a lefty, and then you got a righty. Posada was switch, I get it, but it's a different look. And
you need
how did you
lefties
not
in this
watch
lineup.
that? And how did you not watch that Cincinnati game and just go, well, this is what we've been missing? Well, what is he doing at AAA? Oh, tearing the cover off the ball. Why is he not playing? He's healthy. Like, why is he not playing if he's healthy? I
Other
don't
Yankees,
I don't
Pete.
get the Yankees. I don't get them.
So we're going to get them back tomorrow night. As we said, the Chicago White Sox are coming to town. The Yankees will send Clark Schmidt to the mound on Tuesday. And then Wednesday is TBD. I'm actually going to the game Wednesday. It is
Nice.
Frank Sinatra bobblehead night.
Oh, I saw
you're
that
going for the damn
bobblehead too. That's a nice
Damn you.
bobblehead, dude.
You know, I see these sons of bitches that get these things. They sell them on eBay for like $400.
I'm keeping this one.
I can't believe it. I was looking the other day. I said, let me
Yeah.
see if I can find that Anthony Rizzo one, the Mandalorian one. It's on eBay for like $180.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I told my cousin the night of he could have scooped it for like $75, and he was like, "Oh, it's too expensive." And then we actually went to the
Shit.
game the following day, and they were like $150, and he was bitching. I said, "Why don't you get it for $75?"
Damn.
Yep. I saw it myself because I was like, I would love to have gotten that one. But matter of fact, September 23rd, Aaron Judge bobblehead night and NYY News TV Day, Part 2,
Ooh.
2023.
Awesome.
There you go. See, I led you right into that.
Perfect. Unbelievable.
So if you're still in the chat, hit the like button. Let's go. Let's
Yeah,
subscribe.
we got
to this
200 people
channel.
in here.
Okay.
Snacky to like you.
Okay. I
Like,
keep
smash that
saying it
like.
because it should happen. 20K by the All-Star break.
We got this.
Okay.
Yeah, getting close.
And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. We want to thank Pete for sitting in here tonight
Yeah.
while Chris had his yanking injury. Okay, so hopefully Chris will be back next week. So as we said last week, reminder: everybody's always been, oh, you guys are bouncing every Monday night in June. The NYYST podcast will be live at 8:30 on NYY News TV.
Yep.
Makes it off every Monday in June, so we'll be here in our usual home at 8:30. We want to thank everybody for their continued support of NYY News TV and NYYST. We want to thank you for listening and watching to episode 335, SGR.
Go Yanks.
And Pete, you could say goodbye.
All right, I'll try this one. See you later, you little dirty fucks, you. We're out.
NyynewsTV!